All right, so what made Bo Dubai at that time very fancy?
I think one of the best shopping centers at that time was Borjuman.
The Burj?
Yes.
So it's been there for ages?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I remember as a kid even, Borjuman was there. And then after that they opened also in Deira, Reef Mall. I don't know if you've been there.
I've been to Reef Mall, yeah.
Yes, Reef Mall opened.
That's in Riga.
That side.
Yeah.
In Riga side. So Reef Mall and Borjuman was the top shopping centers in Dubai. I remember we were going crazy for that. So we were traveling all the way from Ajman to come and just have fun in
and it was
Reef
very
Mall.
crowded. People were there. Was it very crowded all the time when you
Yeah, it was
came
crowded.
there?
It was crowded.
Okay, because see, I'm just trying to anticipate at that time, it was the bubbling places, and you still go to those malls today, and it looks like it was built some few years ago.
Yes.
I'll pick up the chunks from the buildings and take my bag. I could not afford a thing. There was a day I got stuck in Dubai. I did not have transport fare.
Oh my God.
I slept in
You slept in Union.
So without wasting time, I opened my boxes because I told you I came just with few pieces of dresses, and I start selling. Right? Yeah. So I actually sent 3 million CFA francs. Yes. And they made me a 1-month visa.
I applied a lot. If you know what 8 months looks like.
I've been for 17 years, my dear, without a job. Yes, so as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same.
It's a kind of hard work. So when I go into those measuring rooms and I take maybe 5 clothes there, I will not leave them there. I'll always bring them with the hangers and try to fit it. I should just do it, even if I don't do it properly. But leaving it there, sometimes I understand the work there is, because some people just come there and litter the whole place with clothes. So you even find clothes on the floor. Some people don't even care. You just know someone is going to come after them and clear it off, which is not the best.
Yes. I mean, this is how you become a nice person, right? So because you struggle, you know what these people are feeling when you leave something there.
Definitely.
So I started in H&M. I worked there for 2.5 years, I think. And after that, they hired me. They made me a merchandiser. Okay. I think you know what's a merchandiser, right?
Yeah,
so basically,
explain to my viewers, because some people don't know there's the difference between being a salesperson and being a merchandiser.
So a merchandiser is someone who comes earlier than everyone, actually, while the shop is closed.
Yeah.
So they receive new items.
Yeah.
Let's say H&M, they send from Europe new items, and they send also pictures how the mannequins, for example, outside from the windows should be distributed with which dresses and stuff. And then you do the color combination in the shop so it can attract the customers when they enter the shop.
Yeah.
So it's a hard job, actually. People, they don't know, but it's a very, very hard job.
Trust me, I will tell you, especially the merchandisers in Carrefour, they will stand there and explain how this glass has to work, how the machines have to work. If you are buying it, you have to put it this way, you have to put this certain fruits, and they'll tell you when it blends, you stop. Yeah, so that the people that give you all the instructions and all the gestures there is for a product, it's not easy. You will talk tire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after working as a salesman, they hired me as a merchandiser. So I worked for a few times there. Okay, and then I wanted to grow up, because wherever I worked, when they knew where I'm from and how many languages I speak, my colleagues, even my managers, they were going crazy. They're like, you have to work somewhere else. You have to be translated. You have to be there. And until now, I'm getting that. And I think this part of it will be always people,
Yeah, definitely.
it's a good thing they're pushing you.
Yeah.
And they were like, you with these languages, you should go somewhere with a higher salary. I'm like, okay, what to find? So, so I got a job after that, I got a job in a perfume shop, but I got it as a manager. Okay, so it was a very, very huge jump from merchandiser to area manager, which is they had around 4 shops around Sharjah, Dubai, and Ajman. So I was manager of all of these shops that they had. So I used to go every morning. I had to go to each and every shop to check the sales, what happened, solve the problems. So after that, it brought me to a real estate, which we're going to talk about, I think.
Okay. All right. So that's the employment. The job hunts, when you got to 18, you started doing the job hunts, and then the visa changes, no visa change.
I mean, you mean I used to change the visa from the company to company.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right.
Like everyone else.
Oh, okay. Because some people would think that, because he's this nationality.
No. The rules are the same for everyone, I think. So basically, whenever you find a job, you sign the contract. They start the visa procedure. You are going under the that company's visa, and which is safe. The best thing to do, I think, because some people they're like, okay, I will work. I'll
do my own visa.
I'll do my own visa, work here, and it doesn't match the contract if some trouble happens with that company in the future. So you don't have many rights to get your money back or something. So the best thing is when you're under the company's visa with them, with their contract and everything, labor card. So that's the best way.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you, when you started working from a salesperson,
yes,
to a merchandiser, then to area sales manager, where were you living at that time? So discuss your transition of accommodation from your parents' home to being a single person.
So no, I still live with my
your parents.
With my parents.
Okay.
So I did not change.
Okay.
And nothing changed. But the locations that we are living in, they started changing. So basically, in H&M, I was in Ajman.
Okay.
In the management sphere, I was in Sharjah.
Okay.
And because Sharjah, I told you I was an area manager.
Yeah.
So Sharjah is something in the middle, right? Yeah. So I can go to Dubai whenever I want, or I can go to Ajman.
Okay.
The distance was very close. So now I live in Dubai.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get to the living standards in Dubai, because you always hear people complaining of the living standards in Dubai is relatively high, or the living standards in the UAE is relatively high. So what do you have to say about it? Is it really expensive living in the UAE or no?
Yes, it's very expensive.
Okay.
And especially I think you and the viewers also, whenever you travel somewhere from Dubai, you see the prices, you're a little bit shocked.
Okay.
That's not what you expected.
Okay.
For example, you go to a restaurant, you eat in another country, and they bring you the bill at the end, right?
Okay.
You are like, oh, I ate all this, and this is the amount. Wow, it's amazing.
Okay.
But there is also a good point of this.
Okay.
You are getting paid more than any other country.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
most of the countries.
Okay.
So it's expensive, but also at the same time, you can make more money here than anywhere else.
So what makes it expensive? Is it the food or the housing, from your opinion?
I think housing more.
Yeah.
I'll choose housing, because when you talk about the food, and especially to someone like me, who lived here 24 years, and you can find places where you can buy many like good food and everything
for very
with a
cheap.
good price. And especially if you talk to my mom, she knows the place, and she never
Moms are always like that.
so she can travel from Dubai to Sharjah or Ajman to some bazaar. You know bazaar, right?
Yeah.
And she finds the best markets, and they're super fresh vegetables. I mean, she can find chicken, fish, anything, and with super nice price. So she just comes home sometime and she texts me like, come down and help me, and I can see like thousands of bags. And like if you do that shopping somewhere here in Spinis, for example, you will be crazy.
don't go there, like seriously. No, the difference is clear with some supermarkets. Like the difference is relatively clear. So sometimes I prefer going to fish market to buy, like the waterfront market, because it's relatively a little bit cheaper than buying in those malls, because the difference is clear, my brothers, honestly.
And I mean, if you go to some like for example, they have a fish market in Dubai, right?
Yeah, that's the fish market I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. They have like many fresh things, nice things, and it's not expensive.
Yeah, it's not expensive. It's relatively very cheap, because I've had guests who said the only thing they think that UAE is expensive is in the housing, but however, food is relatively very cheap. Yeah, that's what people say. So yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you go to buy a food in downtown, or to some supermarket in downtown,
like seriously,
of course,
I had to buy everything from where I live to bring here, because I was like, even the bottle of water is definitely going to have a different price.
Yes.
So yeah, I have to put all of that into place. Okay, so on the next question, do you think the passport type has an important role to play in having certain jobs and salaries in the UAE? Because this passport issue is bringing people headache. Like, oh, it's because he has this passport, that's why he's given this role. Oh, it's because he's having this passport, that's why he's giving this salary. So what do you have to say about this?
To be honest, I never heard this like such a stories that because of the passport they give you a good job or something. I mean, it might be, I don't know. I never heard something like that because I have friends from Cameroon. I have, and they never complained about anything. I mean, if you are a talented person, experienced person, I think they will
give you what you're worth.
They will give you what you want. I mean, just because you're from some nationality, they will give you the better position. In Dubai, I don't think it works that way. I might be mistaken. Maybe you know some stories or someone knows another stories. I never heard about it.
Okay, I've worked with you, right? And we worked with an Emirati. She had an Emirati passport when we used to work. And everybody on that floor used to earn the same salary.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
So I'm just like, where is the notion about passport playing a different role in everything? Like, because maybe I'm from West Africa, so we have that notion a lot, and it's stopping us because you think, okay, I cannot have this job is meant only for people with certain passports or not. And I always tell them, no, like, if you really want to avoid that, try as much as possible to go for jobs that have their salary details on the job role, on the job post, so that you have to know how to bargain yourself or negotiate your salary. It starts with people not even knowing how to negotiate their salaries, and they will just take the first offer, which is the lowest offer, and they go with it. And then when they go now to the job and they see other people earning, people who negotiated the salaries earning more, they start complaining. So I don't know, this passport issue, we are trying to trash it there because people are saying so many crazy things about it. Because my thought is, if I'm the owner of a company and I know and I can have an Indian, for example, who has the skills and everything, and I can pay him 10,000 dirhams, why am I going to take a UK person to pay them 20,000? So it's as simple as ABC. Even though some companies may do it, but I'm not sure that every company will want to spend higher for someone because of just the passport. I just believe that if you have the skills and you prove to your employers your worth, they are going to give you definitely what you're worth, actually. Okay, so let's get to this other one. You mentioned you've been in real estate. Okay, so what's your biggest sale you've ever had, and in which company?
Oh, okay. Biggest sale I had, it was, I sold just recently. It was a full floor. It was...
Isman, hold on! Hold on, you sold a full floor, please. You have to carry me to Bush Al Arab for dinner.
I will.
Seriously?
So basically it was around 36 or 37 million.
Seriously, you sold a full floor?
Yeah, which is, I mean, it might sound, where is it?
I know, people are selling buildings. You understand me? With apartments of over maybe 50 apartments, 60 apartments. But you selling the floor. But I know someone who has sold the floor.
But where I work, there is so many successful agents. So they did not even notice myself. Just to let you know how big the numbers. So I'm not that proud by saying this.
How much was it? How many million?
36 something. Like you can say 37 million.
37 million. And what's the commission slot?
It's 4% commission.
Okay. So if we are doing the maths correctly, guys, he closed 36 million, and in 36 million, Ellington will give him 4%. That's 4% is approximately like 1.8 million dirhams getting into the company's coffers. Then how much commission are you taking?
I mean, they will divide it like 50-50.
Oh, 50-50. So he's saying the company splits the commission of 1.8 million into two. That he takes 50% home. His take home is 900,000 dirham. Isman, you take me to Bush You launched me in Le Royale in the Palms.
I will.
Like seriously, that's a lot of cash. So I tell you guys, he's single and he has the money. Okay? For you to close a floor in real estate in Dubai, like serious. I know people close buildings of 100 or something million, but knowing someone that closed the floor, brother, I will pocket you. In fact, I will not let you waste. You're going to take me to.
I will.
Okay. Okay, so let's go get to the experiences you've had in the real estate. So can you just tell us how your real estate experience began in the UAE?
Yes, so basically this is the interesting part, because all the jobs that I used to do at that time, you can say they were easy job to do. I mean, this part was a little bit scary for me before I started. And how I got to real estate, by the way, it's a very interesting story. So I used to play, we had a team of football players where we had some championship. So every weekend we used to meet and play football together. So one of these guys, he was like going crazy. He's like, Isman, you speak all these languages, so I want you to join our company. And it was a developer at that time. I'm not going to mention the name. So I was like, bro, I used to work in H&M, and I used to work as a salesman, I mean manager in a perfume shop. So how can I sell something for 1 million dirhams? He was like, no, actually it's easier than you think, but you have to try. I was like, no, that's not for me, sorry, thank you for asking me, but I don't think I can do, because the perfumes that we used to sell, it was like 60 dirhams. The most expensive perfumes was like 150 dirhams or something. So it's not something for me to sell 1 million dirham worth property. But this guy was not letting me go. I don't know why, and he's not that type of person who will beg someone, or he might ask you one time and then leave you. But he was going crazy day after day. Every time he meets me, he's like, Isman, you should come for an interview. Isman, you should come. And while I was rejecting him, what he did is he went to his manager and he spoke with his manager that there is a guy, he speaks many languages. I want you to call him for an interview without asking me. So other day he came, he's like, I spoke with my manager, he's ready to meet you. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to join this real estate thing. It's very hard for me. And then he literally was asking me every day. And one time he told me, look, I don't want you to join, but I want you to visit our company. Just visit our office, I'll show you around. So I was like, okay, I will go and I will check what these guys do there. So when I went to the developer, I saw the manager was ready, to interview me. So I sat down with the manager. He was like, look, nobody came here with an experience. Said 100% the people you see here, they came with zero experience, and all of them that you see now, they are rich. So, but he told me they don't have what you have. You have the languages, that what we need, and will make you better than these people here. So I was like, can I listen to one of the calls that they make? He was like, yes, of course, take your time. So I sat down with one of agents there to hear his call. And when I heard, I was like, no, this is not for me. I listened just for like 5 minutes, how they speak. It was at that time very hard. And then they convinced me to come there. They convinced me. And when I say they convinced me, I'm not showing off or anything, really. The first job, afraid. I was afraid, so they just took me there like, okay, we will be there for you, we will support you, we'll do everything. We just want you to sit here and just listen and make one call, and that's it. By the way, I was so scared, but after 1 week, I was already normal, and after 1 month, exactly 1 month, I got my first sale. So now when I remember that time, I'm like, first of all, I don't understand why that guy until now was like, behind my back to just get me there.
You saw potentials, actually. There's some people like that. When they see potential, they'll follow you up.
And he was not even a manager. He was just a normal, salesperson. And he brought me to real estate, which I'm very grateful to him. And we speak until now. He left real estate, by the way, and I'm still here. And after that, my journey started. I worked in that company for almost 3 years. Okay, so after that, I was smoking in the balcony. We had a balcony for the smokers. So one guy came, he was a new joiner. And he was like, Isman, why do you have LinkedIn? You know the LinkedIn where you look for a job? I was like, no, what's that? He's like, it's an application, you can add your experience, and people who's interested in your talent, they can find you, they can search, and there is many other jobs. So I was like, okay, I will download it today to see. And I didn't want to find any new job or anything. It was just, let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
So when I downloaded that application, I added my experiences, where I worked, how many languages I speak, and
That was a game changer.
the second day, one of the biggest developers in Dubai contacted me. They're like, Mr. Isman? I'm like, yes, we'd like to have an interview with you. So I went there, and I had an interview with the director of sales. So this is the challenge I already always face with in interviews. And by the way, I'm very good in interviews when I go for a job interview. So they saw the languages, right? So first they see my nationality, and then they see how many languages I speak, and they're like, no way this guy can speak Arabic, for example, right?
Yeah.
So we will bring him and we will put him in a test.
Yeah.
So every time they fail, by the way. So the guy called me, they're like, I want to have an interview with you, the sales director. So we sit down, he's like, Isman, look, I can understand you speak this language, but Arabic, you're like, it's impossible. So he's like, I will ask you a few questions in Arabic, so I want you to speak to me. I'm like, yes, of course, let's go. And he spoke to me like for 3 minutes, and he's like, he called the PRO or someone, or someone from recruitment team. He's like, can you guys do this guy's visa now? Start the procedure. So from that developer, it started, going on, and here I am.
Okay. So how did we meet? Okay. In Unique. I really need to know your transitions from the other place until you came to Unique.
I mean, when Corona came, okay, I think you remember that part also. So they started terminating people in the developers. Like there was many people like getting terminated from sales and stuff. So I was one of them. So I got terminated also, and I had to find a job. I was at home for a bit, when the lockdown happened. So I found Unique. So I had an interview with them, and I needed salary at that time, to be honest. So I was not ready to work in a commission basis. So they had the same, by the way, the same interview with the language and stuff. So there was 3 managers, 3 owners, CEOs. So I sat with all of them at one time. So they started talking to me in different languages. They put me to a test again. And they were like, yeah, I think you can join.
Let me ask, do they know how to speak Arabic? Okay, one of them.
Yes.
2 of them are Iranians, 2 brothers. The 2 brothers.
3 of them Iranians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all of them.
That time is.
No, he just likes to wear.
Oh, okay. I thought he is
Kandora.
Emirati, honestly.
No. But he's like me. He was in
Raised
Dubai,
here.
raised here.
Oh, okay.
So even, he was born here maybe.
Yeah, so that's where I met him, and he was a cool guy. Okay, always cool. Like his countenance is always like very low. You will never see him shout. I never saw him shouting. I never saw him doing anything extra. He was just so cool. Okay, and later on, I noticed you left the telesales and you joined sales. What prompted you to join sales?
I've been sales before that.
Okay.
But that's why I told you I needed a salary.
Okay.
That's why I joined call center,
Okay.
telesales.
Okay.
So because I needed at that time I needed salary, because I was facing some other issues where I spent my money, and I used to be. So there was nothing new for me, and it was a good experience because I learned also how to speak on the phone nicely, to set an appointment with people. It's amazing because you speak to the people.
So we are on the next one. You have to choose one and say why. Ima or Damak?
Imar.
Why?
Quality, location, they pay the commission on time.
Oh.